The New Orleans Pelicans are now 0-6. 0-6. They're at the bottom of the standings with teams that we knew were going to be bad, like the Washington Wizards, like the Brooklyn Nets, and somehow they look worse. I'm not going to act like I had crazy expectations for this team. Hell, we talked about it a ton. Joe Dumars' crazy offseason and why I didn't love any of the things he really did. But in that same breath, their over-unders at 29.5. And I looked at that team and said, there's no way that they don't win 30. Right now, they're playing like a team. Based on their advanced stats through these first 6 games, they're playing like a team that's going to win 11. I'm going to say it again, 11 games. And I can't say that I watch all 6 of their games live. So I thought, what is happening? Are the Pelicans really this bad on both sides of the ball? Because right now, and this is before, these numbers are before their ass spanking from the OKC Thunder, who are missing everybody except for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They lost that game by a gazillion points, it seems like. They were 27th in note. They are 29th in defense. They shoot below average on every single spot on the court. Like well below average. They play slow. The ball sticks, and they don't have an identity. Now, playing slow and the ball sticking is not that bad of a thing, right? You see teams be successful doing that all the time. The Clippers are not this team that passes the ball a gazillion times a game, but they understand who they are, and they win games because of that. These Pelicans teams don't know that. And I'm watching them play, and I'm like, there's no way in hell this team should be as bad as the Brooklyn Nets. Because going into it, I was intrigued by Zion. Remember, he catfished all of us, man. Skinny Zion, he's back. He's about to be healthy, and he has been healthy so far this season. But I'm intrigued by Zion. This is a make it or break it type of season for him. Trey Murphy III, I was going to war for him on the other podcast time and time again. He has struggled out of the gate. Herb Jones somehow has a higher three-point percentage than field goal percentage. He struggled out of the gate. So those are guys I was like, okay, that's enough for me to look at this Pelicans team. It's like not good, not a playoff team, definitely not awful. Do y'all want to hear a ridiculous stat? According to Synergy, through the 4 games that Zion played, again, this is before their OKC game, he has 4 made baskets in transition. 4. Zion Williamson, the super athlete that can jump out of the gym and as fast as a gazelle, he's got 4 made baskets in transition. That ranks 126 in basketball. He's got the same number of finishes at the rim in transition than Blake Wesley. Some of y'all listening don't even know what team Blake Wesley plays for right now. That's how bad it's been. And then you think about it, it's like, okay, they're relying on 2 rookies in Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen. So, yeah, it makes sense that their offense is not competent. Oh, their defense is not competent. But what's the excuse for the offensive side of the ball? With weapons like Trey, even if he's not starting off great, with weapons like Zion, they should be not a great offensive team, but at least okay offensive team, and that hasn't really been the case. It's hard to look at this team and not think about coaching, right? Some of the games they lost, one of the games they lost was to a game winner by Kawhi Leonard, right? But some of these other games where they're losing, you look at the lineups that are run out there, you're like, man, are they really that injured right now? And the answer is no. You know, DeJounte Murray's injured to start the season. Kevon Looney was injured. I think he played his first game against OKC again. I got to go watch that film after we film this. But some of the lineups up by 10 points, and now we got a lineup without a single creator, without a single defender, backdoor cuts galore, transition defense trash. All of these things are pointing towards coaching. I wouldn't be surprised by the time this episode has come out that Willie Green has been relieved of his duties. I'll just say that. Because obviously when you have a coach that has been there preaching the same stuff time and time again and not getting the results that he's hoping for, or people are hearing it and it's coming out of the other side of their head, then obviously he's not the guy for the job. Pelicans fans has been asking for his job for a little minute now. It's been at least since January of last season, but they want to give him the benefit of the doubt. We have not been healthy over the last couple of seasons. Let's see what a healthy version of us can be, and it hasn't been good. It's hard to be bad, this bad, as a fan, and not have as many silver linings. One of the silver linings we can look at is that one of their rookies, Jeremiah Fears, looks pretty good. You know, there are moments in times where he had a couple stretches where like, okay, that is a real point guard in the NBA. Perfect. And again, he's one of the younger guys in this draft class. Shout out to Illinois' very own. But that's kind of it. Because the offseason was so mind-blowing that the fans don't have anything to root for if they're going to be bad. Going into Game 7 of the NBA Finals, the Pelicans own their own first-round pick, which, by the way this is going, is going to be a pretty damn good pick. And they also had the Pacers first-rounder. Now, I'm going to give Joe Dumars a little bit of grace on that one, because there's no way he could have predicted that Tyrese Halliburton is about to tear his Achilles, right? There's no way he could have predicted that. But now, in hindsight, if I saw somebody say, if their front office did nothing but draft with their draft Jeremiah Fears with the one draft pick they actually owned, they'd be in such a better spot, because they'd have potentially 2 lottery picks coming. And then also, don't forget, they traded for Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole's not a bad ball player. He's not a bad ball player. He is absolutely awful defensively. And if he don't have nobody in the back end, which he really doesn't, between Derek Queen or Yves Missy or, whoever, he's awful. Like, he's really, really bad in that sense. But they traded for him and traded away CJ McCollum. It was like, Kenny, it's CJ McCollum. He ain't really doing nothing in Washington. Actually, Washington fans are asking for him to get shipped out. But it's not CJ McCollum. It's the contract that is CJ McCollum, because it was expiring. Jordan Poole still got extra years left. So a team that would have had cap space and 2 potential more lottery picks got no cap space. They have the mid-level exception, I'm sorry, this upcoming offseason. And no draft picks. No cap space, no draft picks. So I don't want this episode to be about us talking about star players getting traded. But what do you do next if you're Joe Dumars? Joe Dumars is also the same guy that came into, his presser, the first media day, and said, hey, I don't want to put expectations on the team. My boy, you traded away a pick. Anybody that's trading away an unprotected version of their own pick has to believe that team is at least a playoff team. No way you give up a pick that you think is about to be top 10. No way, right? So it's all bad in Pelican land, man. It is all bad. And I think that if Willie Green does not make it for the next couple games, the next couple days, then maybe things can look a little bit different. I've been enjoying watching Zion play as a ball handler, but I've been really enjoying him when he is a screener. They ran that a good amount in their last game versus the Clippers, where he was the screener and rolling to the basket. And Zion's efficiency at the rim is not as good as it once was, but he still is pretty electric when he gets there. So run him as a screener a little bit more. Them not having like real true point guard play, like Jordan Poole is not that. A rookie Jeremiah Fears is not that just yet. So having true point guard play could help that. DeJounte Murray will be back eventually, but like, who knows what version of him we're going to get after a major injury. It's a tough spot to be in. And Dyson Daniels got traded away, a part of that DeJounte Murray trade. And in one of his first interviews, he mentioned how the Pelicans were a cursed organization. And it's like, between them putting the wrong people in charge, between them drafting poorly, between them having the worst injury luck imaginable, I don't know if I'm a superstitious person. I don't know if I believe in the curses and yada, yada, yada. But like, if there's any team that will make you believe that curses are real, it has to be the Pelicans. It just has to be them. One of their really cool stories of last season was Yves Missy. Do you see my eyes right now, by the way? These eyes are kicking my butt. Yves Missy, over the last couple games I've watched, I don't want to use this word is such a strong word. Unplayable is such a strong word. But when I watched him getting the pick and roll with James Harden and Zoo, it looked like somebody that hadn't played basketball before. And obviously he has. And maybe that's just in extreme circumstances, because James Harden, even in his old age, is one of the best pick and roll players of all time. And he's got a great screener and a great roller in Zoo. But I mean, like, so many mishaps that they're looking at each other with their hands up. Like, who's supposed to be here? Who's supposed to do this? Who's supposed to do that? So it hasn't been good. I'm kind of fascinated with a potential teardown, though. I don't know how valuable Zion is on the market, given his history, even if he's been relatively healthy this season. Trey Murphy III has a shot at well this year, but I'm sure teams will give up multiple picks for. Herb Jones has a shot at well this year. I feel like teams would be really interested in giving them multiple picks for him. So if you wanted to go and do the rebuild without your own first-round picks, it's a dangerous game. You have to kind of recognize that you lost that one trade for Derek Queen and not care about it. It's hard not to, but maybe that's the best decision they can make as an organization. It's rough out there. It truly is. And I was a guy that took their over.